Hello and welcome to the top 8 draft here at Grand Prix Chiba. We have our players ready. We have our 8 players, and they include 2 world champions, a player from Indonesia wanting to make his mark on a Japanese GP, and there you see him opening the pack. And I saw Mox Opal, but I saw cranial plating. That's your card, Frank. Your card. Is he going to take it?
Well, it would not be a bad pick from this pack, I don't think. So here we see. Oh no, we're gonna start with Albert
Budisanjaya.
Yeah, from Indonesia. Smoke Braider is a card that is quite good in the elemental deck, but needs a lot of setup. Splinter Twin, not so much. You don't have that many combos with it. Mox Opal is going a bit too all in on the artifact deck, and I didn't. I think he took.
I think he took the full Splinter Twin that we saw in the pack.
Okay. Well, if he took that one, that's a bit of a surprising pick. But if that is the case, then he may look for some cards like Adder Snipe or Muldrifter to combo with the Splinter Twin. Kozilek's Predator, another example. And if you pick it early in the draft, you can craft your draft around it. Here in this pack we have Sunlands, good white removal, Pillory of the Sleepless, another excellent card, Mortar Pod, which is a good card by itself, but also colorless, so it keeps his options open. I might like the Mortar Pod for that reason. Alternatively, Pillory of the Sleepless is arguably the best card in the pack, but heavy on colors.
Yeah.
And Sunlands is the other card that I mentioned. It is the one that he is going for here. So Sunland's always good if you end up in any white deck. Doesn't matter what kind of archetype you have.
Yeah, that's a solid removal spell. It's the white lightning bolt, right? I saw Shadow Mage Infiltrator in the pack, and Electrolyze from really cool cards. But I wonder what he's going to go for here. There's a Inner Flame Igniter, Shadow Mage Infiltrator, and again he looks like he likes the red 3-drop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it would go well with his first pick, Splinter Twin, still on color. We're asking the player to please show us the card clearly while drafting. That will help you guys as well to clearly see the picks that he is making. Albert, happily obliged. Another Splinter Twin.
Yeah, I think I was pretty sure he picked the first one out. There's also Tribal Flames, Ether Snipe in the pack. And again, he has a very specific style when he's choosing the card. So,
yep.
I wonder if he's going to go for the second Splinter Twin. No. Again, either Snipe, he's still not showing us the cards properly. He's putting them in front and back. It's a nice combo with the Splinter Twin, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's also what I mentioned after the first pick. There are these cards with enter the battlefield abilities, like Adder Snipe, like Muldrifter, Kozilek's Predator. Yeah, you can craft a nice deck around that, and even without any combos, Adder Snipe is just such a good card.
Yeah, I think he might even abandon that Splinter Twin. Maybe there's another Sunlands in the pack, and it looks like white is open. So would not be surprised if he went down on maybe like a blue-white, some sort of blue-white Flyers deck, maybe with some. Okay, never mind. He goes for Brute Force. He wants to stick to red.
It's another interesting pick. I would have liked the Sunlands there. It goes well with his first Sunlands, as well as just being a strong card in general. But it looks like he is planning to stick with red and taking some red cards to stay on color.
It seems like he's getting paid off a little here. Gorehorn Minotaurs in the pack?
Yep, that's a nice card in red. Goblin Fireslinger, also pretty strong. I think he took the Fire Slinger there, but indeed he is not showing us the cards that clearly, unfortunately. So far he is sticking with red. That is the one color that he is going for. There's a Viashino Slaughtermaster in the booster here. That would go pretty well with the Brute Force that he took earlier.
I think he's forcing white-red, or at least he wants to be in red, have an aggressive deck. And Brute Force goes well with double strikers, so I think that's what he's thinking here. Mm-hmm. And he seems he probably likes red.
It would also go quite well with the Inner Flame Igniter that he took earlier, which allows him to pump his Viashino Slaughtermaster, getting double value out of the pump on his creatures. Yep.
So there, we're reminding the player that to show us the card that he is drafting, because he likes to put them to the back and draft them from there. So
Here we have another brute force, in addition to a
Yep,
repeal.
Yep.
So it looks like he is trying to go into blue-red. Those are the
Okay.
two colors that he is on. And yeah, he has some early creatures, Vishin, Slaughtermaster, Inner Flame Igniter, some interaction with brute force, repeal. And there is Smoke Braider, as well as
The Shrewd Hatchling, yeah.
indeed.
I think it might be his pack. Because this is we saw the Mox open Splinter Twin that he opened. Goes for the Shrewd Hatchling here. I maybe would have liked to pick up the Smoke Braid because either Snipe is an elemental, Inner Flame Igniter is also an elemental, so is the Shrewd Hatchling, if I'm not mistaken. Or
Yes,
is it weird?
Well, you never know with all of these creature types. The Shrewd Hatchling is also an elemental.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the card viewer there. Also get to pick another Vision or Slaughtermaster, which I'm not that big of a fan in blue-red. If you can pump it up using its ability, it's not that impressive.
Sure, but he already has a brute force.
Oh,
Blades
and
of
he
no,
wheeled
not
Electrolyze.
not Blades of Hell as well. Electrolyze. That's a clear signal that blue-red is
Yeah.
open. I'm sure that no one else at the table is drafting that color combination. He can now easily move in. Seeing that Shrewd Hatchling was already a sign, but now that Electrolyze is a clear signal.
And the Soulbright Flamekin, another elemental.
Look.
Yeah. Goes for the Splinter Twin.
The
Maybe he's trying to build a
twin.
deck. You know, he needs.
Yeah, already has an Adder Snipe, so he can combo with it.
Yeah. The Giant Graph Mage? No, it's going to be Dragon Soul Knight. He already has two Splinters. We think he has two Splinter Twins. It would be really cool. He's trying to finish off his deck. And there's Surakar Spellblade. It's not an elemental, but actually can be, if he has like brute forces and removal spells, it can actually, if you can hit once with the Surakar Spellblade, it can be pretty nice. So there's the full Splinter Twin he picked up as his first pick, but his deck is looking solid. Like nice elemental theme, and looks like his colors are open.
Yep.
I wouldn't be too. I would have had a couple of different picks, but I mean, he can be pretty happy with some of his playables.
Indeed, it looks like he is indeed settling into a nice deck with the double strike plus pump synergies, potentially Splinter Twin action if he wants to go there, though he probably wants to pick up some more creatures with enters the battlefield triggers. He doesn't have a Smoke Braider yet. He passed it for the Shrewd Hatchling, which is also extremely good in red and blue, because you can remove counters from it with cards from both colors. Yeah, so far it's a deck with a curve, some synergies, and more importantly than all of that, his colors are open.
Yeah.
So even if there's another Electrolyze opened on the other side of the table, it is very likely that Albert will get its hands on it. Same for the Smoke Braider. He can probably wield this one. He doesn't have to pick it.
Yeah.
It's probably going to come back to him.
There is a Smoke Braider. I mean, there's a Lightning Bolt in the pack, so I think he's going to look at picking that one up. It's
Yeah, I think so too.
by far
Lightning
the strongest
Bolt.
pick.
It's just one of the best removal spells ever printed. It's been around since the very beginning of the game. Such an efficient deal, 3 damage for 1 mana. I would be surprised if Albert does not add it to his deck here.
Yep, so Lightning Bolt, premier removal spells, one of the great uncommons in the set. There's quite a few of those, but Lightning Bolt is a card you can easily first pick.
Yep. Yeah, if you were wondering, is there Pester Might or a Deceiver Exarch in this set to combo with the Splinter Twin?
Nope.
No, there is not. So we won't see Infinite Fairies. It's not completely like Modern.
So he picks up another pack. There's a Cloud Elemental, also an elemental, but Moldrifter is also an elemental, and it's on color.
And works well with all these Splinter Twins if he wants to.
Oh
to
wow,
go there.
yeah. I mean, maybe Albert Budisanjaya is just smarter than all of us.
Yeah, maybe. Like if you see how the draft is going, he is assembling quite a potent blue-red deck. And Muldrifter, one of the premier uncommons in the set, perhaps even the best uncommon overall.
Yeah.
Such an amount of value that it generates, and good on turn 3, good on turn 5. Works well with Smoke Braider if he wheels one, which I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Yeah.
It would be pretty good in his deck, I think. There's another Brute Force Tribal Flames as well. There's a foil Smoke Braider, Ulamog the Infinite Gyre in the pack as well. And he likes the look of that Ulamog.
It's a bit ambitious at 11 mana with no acceleration. But
He's just okay, I'm calling in right now. Albert Budisanjaya is rare drafting in the finals of GP Chiba. He picked up 2 spins, but now he added an Ulamog Infinite Gyre that I don't think there's a chance that he's ever casting that. Unless something
I don't
crazy
think so
happens.
But he is getting some value from the top 8 draft. No one else is interested in these cards.
You know, the best thing about this is if he's gonna win the GP.
Oh yes,
then
he's not only winning, but also has 2 Splinter Twin and an Ulamog.
Yeah. I mean, look at all these cards he gets past. There's a Gorehorn Minotaur in the pack, another great card. There's also Skargan Firebird is solidly playable. I don't think it's an elemental though, and
No, it's
he
just
could
a
also
Phoenix.
pick a Goblin Fireslinger if he wanted to start triggering Bloodthirst. He definitely has a couple cards to think about. I think his deck is turning out really well, even though his casual just picks up a couple mythics
Yep.
or not.
Rare drafting in the top 8, because why not? I like what he's doing.
I like
He already
that.
came all the way over here. He's gonna be happy with the top 8. Might as well.
So I'm not surprised when he starts flicking through the pack and is looking at a Nobilis of War. I now want to know the creature type of the Nobilis because I'm really not sure.
I think it's an elemental.
Is it?
Oh.
Where is it? Where is it?
Well, no.
Oh, there
it's
we
just,
see.
just a
Spirit Avatar. Oh,
Aw.
boring.
Well, so you can't really cast that one with Smoke Braider.
But still, I mean, it looks to be very heavy in red. Not that much blue going on, so he can
True.
pull it off.
Maybe you
if
can go
want.
mono red.
That would be sweet. I mean, there's a Guile in the pack, so I mean, he's definitely. I'm sure he's tempted by the sight of a rare.
Yeah, and even then Muldrifter and Adder Sniper still
Yeah.
cards that he would like to have. Guile, pretty good.
Burst Lightning also pretty good. You
the-
see, he's torn. He
Yeah.
can't decide. Okay, goes for the Burst Lightning. So
I think that's showing some restraint because his
Yeah.
curve is already getting pretty high, and he could use a cheap card rather than just a 6-drop. Burst Lightning, good on turn 1. You can even take out bigger creatures for 5 mana, always fine.
yeah, theirs was a Heartfire Goblin. If he wants to stick with the heavy mono red theme, goes great with the Nobilis of War. They also have Fiery Fall in the pack. But he takes Telling Time. All right. So probably more red cards than we anticipated. He doesn't really need the basic land cycling from the Fiery Fall because he's on a 2-color deck. But I'm not that big of a fan of Telling Time.
No, me neither, but if he wants to assemble some Splinter Twin combos, this will offer him some card selection. There's a Narcolepsy. That's a good
Or-
removal card.
Or an Inner Flame Igniter. He does have a small.
Yeah, small pump
Um,
team with all the Viashina Slaughter Masters that he picked up earlier.
Yeah. He goes for the Inner Flame Igniter. Man, I wouldn't be that surprised, but I think he might be ruining that he didn't pick up Soulbright Flamekin late in the first pack. It can just help you go off with the Inner Flame Igniter and just pump your team and give them all first strike.
I would love to see the Smoke Braider. He
Same.
already has a bunch of elementals,
Come on,
like
do
with
it.
5 or 6.
No, he goes for the Smash the Sumerian. So adding a very good sideboard card to his deck as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised here because Smoke Braider is considered by many people to be the reason in blue-red. Smash the Smithereens is just a sideboard card.
Yeah, Cloud Elemental, another Elemental, but also a good creature on its own as a 3-mana 2/3. Passes that. I'm also always on the lookout for some more synergies with Splinter Twin, but no dice so far.
No, there's not that many in the format.
Yeah, it just like again the decision he now can decide between cards he took so highly, such as Brute Force and Viashina Slaughtermaster, and decides
Yeah,
like
they're
no,
going so late
I'll take
now.
a Vigian Graph Mage that I refuse to pick as the 14 card in the previous pack.
Well, it's always fine to have some variety in your deck, but again, he was passing Smoke Braider, which is so surprising because if there's any archetype in which that card is powerful, it's blue-red.
Yeah, there's a relate mana league. I think on the other hand, I think he must be really maybe thinking that Smoke Braider is really bad on its own, and
That-
like all his
That much is true.
it might be just that all of his creatures are just solid. It actually passed a Ghastly Changeling as a 15 pick to someone, I think.
Yeah, it is true that if you don't get a critical mass of
Fiery Fall
elementals-
15 pick. Sign me up. Like red must be really underdrafted at the table. I really want to
Yes,
see
yes,
what
it
the other
is.
people are doing there.
Yeah, as we mentioned, he might even be going mono red with that Noblesse of War if he decides that that card is more powerful than having access to Muldrifter, Electrolyze, and Adder Snipe. I mean, that wouldn't be a completely unreasonable line. And I'm sure that he'll be past some more late red cards as the draft progresses, because looks like no one else is in red almost.
I see a combo. Put a Splinter Twin on Nobilis of War. So you have 2 now, and once your creatures attack, they get +4/+0. So with double Viashina Slaughtermaster, go for the kill.
Double the boost.
Double
Yeah,
the boost, yeah. And attack with a 7/4 Noblesse of War token.
It
I
does feel a bit like unnecessary overkill, though. If Noblesse of War is already on the battlefield and
Sure.
surviving, but
Stop spoiling the fun. I'm in
fair.
magical Christmas land.
fine.
I
He's
mean-
also gonna cast the Ulama, because why not?
Yeah, sure.
And then put Splinter Twin on it.
It's
And-
legendary.
Yeah, but you still get the
Sure,
trigger.
sure.
Or
No,
do
it's
you?
as you cast.
Oh,
It's as you cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Doesn't
Not
work,
wha-
Frank. Doesn't
Man.
work. I just want to see what awesome rare he gets past. All right, Cranial Plating, Apocalypse Hydra, and another Inner Flame Igniter, another Gorhorn Minotaurs, though that would be his number 3. Cranial Plating as well.
Well, Apocalypse Hydra, you have to look at the rare symbol
Yeah,
to
just-
see that. Yep, it's going into
it's
his
going
his
in.
draft stack.
I mean, it's not an elemental, right? I mean, even if it was, I don't think it is.
No, it's just a Hydra.
It's just a Hydra, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he did pick up the late Fiery Fall, so maybe he's thinking that
Possibly a double splash. That would be possible if he's heavy red and then just a couple of forests, a couple of islands, playing just the best cards from blue as well as the Apocalypse Hydra. And it's a super powerful card.
Yeah, it's great.
For Axis 5, you get a 10/10 and then you shoot down the entirety of your opponent's board.
Yeah, if a 10/10
Hey,
wasn't
we
enough.
were already in Magical Christmas Land. We're gonna continue to be in Magical Christmas
Yeah,
Land.
no
Land,
combo
Nate.
with Splinter Twin though. I'm a
That's
bit
true.
disappointed.
Yeah, you just get a 0/0. Yeah, that doesn't
Yeah.
work.
There's a Narcolepsy, Blood Ogre, another Vieshno Slaughtermaster, Artisan Kozilek. Yeah, I think Blood Ogre is looking good here, but I mean, there is still a rare in the fact. You can always get surprised, but I'm kidding. I'm overdoing it a little bit here. He picks up the Blood Ogre, which should be very solid in his deck.
Yeah, I agree. He already has several Vieshno Slaughtermasters to trigger Bloodthirst on turn 3. And then a 3/3 Bloodthirsted Blood Ogre with first strike for 3 mana is a really good deal to start with the beatdown.
So I like Blood Ogre, but he already passed up on a couple of Goblin Fire Slings that I hope that he could have picked up just to getting some damage and trigger the Bloodthorns on all his Gorhorn Minotaurs. So okay, here we will see the real Albert Budisanjaya either take the
Leyline of
Soulblight
Sanctity?
Flamekin for his deck, or Leyline of Sanctity.
Well, the Leyline is clearly completely unplayable. But it is a rare. No, he's gonna.
How
show-
confident is Albert Budisanjaya?
Yeah, he's got to take the Soulbright Flamekin
Yeah.
if he wants to maximize his chances of winning the GP.
And triggering Bloodthirst as well.
yeah,
But
it's actually a
going
good
to
addition to his deck.
It's going to be really good with the Inner Flame Igniter that he picked up, because you first start using this ability to give all your creatures trample and put 8 mana in your mana pool, and then you only need 1 more to use the Inner Flame Igniter 3 times.
Yeah, good point. And then you give all of your creatures the boost plus first strike.
Plus 3/0 first
Yeah,
strike and
yeah.
trample, and I don't think anyone can come back from that. There's a Smokeblade as well as Stormblood Berserker, which could be pretty decent in his deck.
Yeah, I think he hasn't shown much of a liking to Smokebraider, so I fully expect
Yeah.
him to take the Stormblood Berserker here.
Yep.
Going for a pretty aggressive deck with lots of Bloodthirst, early creatures, hoping to swarm the board quickly. Not so much with Splinter Twin combos.